Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today into the world of Scottish independent whiskey bottlers.
Right. And specifically looking at a newer player, Watt Whisky.
Exactly, Watt Whisky, and how they ended up connecting with the Danish market, particularly through the retailer whiskey.dk.
And we've got some good source material, yeah. Articles, background info.
Yep, pulled together some bits on who the Watts are, their business model, specific bottlings, and info on whiskey.dk itself.
Okay, so the mission basically is to figure out who Mark and Kate Watt are.
What makes their approach to bottling stand out?
Well, I picked Denmark. That's interesting.
Yeah, and how a retailer like whiskey.dk actually gets these bottles into your hands.
Sounds good. Let's start with the people, Mark and Kate Watt.
Definitely. The sources really highlight their experience. I mean, it's, what, over 40 years combined?
That's a serious amount of time in the industry. It's the bedrock, isn't it?
For sure. Kate worked at some big names, Springbank, Glenfarclas.
Icons. And Mark, well, he was general manager for William Cavenheads.
Right there in Campbeltown. Highly respected indie bottler. And, get this, he grew up on the McAllen farm.
Wow. Yeah, you can't really get more steeped in whiskey than that, can you? It's not just a job, it's life.
Totally. So that background, that deep understanding, it must feed directly into what they're doing now.
Absolutely. So when they set up their own company, December 2019.
Which they base in Campbeltown as well.
Makes sense. And they called it Campbeltown Whiskey Company, Ltd.
A very deliberate name, you think?
Oh, yeah. Kate's from Campbeltown. They live there. Family's there. Mark apparently said the name was just too good not to use.
Ties them right to the heart of that whiskey region.
Exactly. Grounds the whole thing.
Okay, so they've got the experience, the location.
Mm-hmm.
How does the actual bottling operation work? What's their process?
Well, they're what the Danes call a private aftapper, an independent bottler.
Meaning they don't make the spirit themselves?
Nope. They select it. The sources mention them getting the permits sorted, to buy and store whiskey legally.
Religious.
And they need agreements with bottling halls to actually get the whiskey into the bottles. Their focus is purely on finding great casks.
And then putting their name on it, Watt Whisky.
Mm-hmm. And they have a pretty clear philosophy on how they do that.
Yeah, the sources were specific here. It's mostly single casks, single malt.
Primarily. And crucially for a lot of enthusiasts, cask strength.
So, straight from the barrel, no water added.
Correct. Also, natural color. No E150A caramel coloring.
Right. What you see is what you get from the cask.
And they don't chill filter either. So, unchill filtered, non-chill filter.
Which means they're not cooling it way down to remove stuff that might make it hazy. Stuff some people think adds flavor and texture.
Precisely. It's all about presenting the whiskey as honestly as possible, showcasing that specific cask Mark and Kate picked out. It's a commitment to transparency.
And it sounds like they weren't aiming for huge volumes right away.
Not at all. Mark's quoted saying they weren't trying to take over the world.
Sensible approach.
Yeah, the initial plan was, 12 to 15 casks a year? Something like that?
That's quite boutique.
It is. The goal is quality, not quantity. Yeah. Bottling whiskey they're proud of, whiskey they drink themselves. Something they're happy to put the Watt name on. That personal stamp matters.
With such small volumes, finding the right casks must be everything. How do they manage that?
Well, that's where the 40 years of experience really pays off.
Yeah.
That fantastic network the sources mentioned.
Wow, the contacts.
Exactly. They buy from whiskey brokers they've known and worked with for ages. These brokers know Mark and Kate's taste.
So it's relationship-based sourcing, not just cold calls.
Very much so. The brokers can kind of pre-select things they think will fit the Watt whiskey profile.
Okay, so they've got these unique quality casks, but only a handful each year. That means they can't sell everywhere, right?
Precisely. They have to be selective about their markets. Focus on places where they've had good experiences before.
And Denmark pops up specifically.
Yep. Denmark is explicitly named as one of these key markets.
Any reason why Denmark particularly?
Mark Watt apparently really enjoyed his visits. He found Danish whiskey fans knowledgeable.
Okay, that helps.
Good sense of humor. And, maybe importantly, they get that whiskey is for drinking. It's social.
Not just collecting dust on a shelf.
Right. That connection, that shared understanding of whiskey's purpose seems important to them.
Makes sense. Build relationships where people appreciate your philosophy. Now, did the sources hint at anything beyond whiskey?
Yeah, a little mention. If things go well, they might look into bottling other things, like rum, possibly other quality spirits, too.
Interesting. Shows a broader appreciation for good booze.
Definitely.
Okay, so this naturally leads us to the Danish connection point. The retailer, whiskey.dk. How do they fit in?
Well, the sources paint them as a major player. Denmark's largest online and physical whiskey store, apparently.
Wow, largest, and started relatively recently.
Yeah, founded by Ulrik Bertelsen and Henrik Olsen. Kicked off as a small online thing back in 2012.
And grew quickly.
Very. Won Danish Gazelle Awards, which are for fast-growing companies.
Well,
now they have this big 500-square-meter showroom near Kolding.
sounds impressive. A proper destination.
Seems like it. And while whiskey's the core, Scottish, Japanese, Irish, American, Danish, you name it, they do a lot more.
Like rum, gin.
Rum, gin, cognac, tequila. A whole range of spirits.
But it's not just about selling bottles, is it? The sources mentioned their approach.
Right. They seem big on expertise and passion, offering tastings, master classes, creating an experience.
This sounds like a really good fit for someone like Watt Whisky, who are all about the details and the story.
Exactly. It's about building that community of enthusiasts, sharing the knowledge.
Okay, this is where it gets really concrete. Let's look at some actual Watt Whisky bottlings that were available at whiskey.dk, according to our sources. This really shows their selection style.
Yeah, this is the fun part. Okay, first up, Dalrymple 11-year-old, a lowland blended malt.
Okay, distilled 2012, bottled 2024, 57.1% ABV.
From a hogshead cask, 294 bottles. And the notes.
Let's hear them.
Sweet, nutty toffee apples, marzipan, honey cake, roasted peanuts, peach, creme brulee. Sounds quite decadent.
Definitely desserty. And a hogshead, that's a pretty standard cask size, about 250 liters. Okay, what else?
Something different. Glenelgin, 11-year-old single malt, also 2024 bottling, 55.3% ABV.
Hogshead again, 270 bottles. The note.
Described as exotic. Tropical fruit, waxy notes, peaches, mango, apricots, lemon meringue pie, ginger.
Very different. Shows they're not just sticking to one style. Waxy notes can be quite distinctive.
Then there's a Campbeltown 7-year-old blended malt, 2024 bottling, 57.1% ABV.
This one from a barrel, so a bit smaller, maybe 200 liters, 246 bottles. Campbeltown blend.
Interesting. Yeah, the source says it's malt from the 2 oldest working distilleries there. Notes mention creamy texture, funk.
Ah, the famous Campbeltown font.
Subtle peat and salty sort of stone beach notes. Very evocative of the place.
Definitely speaks to their roots. Okay, keep them coming.
How about a Speyside distillery? 15-year-old single malt, 2009 distilled, 2024 bottled, 54.9% ABV, hogshead, 318 bottles.
A Speyside distillery. So undisclosed. Always intriguing. What are the notes like?
This one sounds complex. Rich and meaty.
Okay. Maybe what you'd expect sometimes.
But also watermelon, green olives, pistachios, and honey.
Whoa. Watermelon and green olives. That's unexpected. Really shows they pick casks for unique character.
For sure. Then Ensonian's 6-year-old single malt, younger distillery, 2018 distilled, 2024 bottled, 57.1%.
And the cask type is mentioned?
Yes, STR cask. Shaved, toasted, recharred red wine barrique, 282 bottles.
Why? STR gives very specific flavors.
And the notes match. Toffee, peanut brittle, plums, cinnamon, charred oak. Shows their bottle and modern stuff, too.
Good range. Anything else?
A blended malt called Ben and Sherry. 6-year-old, 2017-2024, 57.1% ABV. This one from a butt.
But big sherry cask, around 500 liters, 282 bottles.
And Ben and Sherry.
Blend of Benrins and Glasgow single malts, the source says. Another interesting combination.
Definitely crafting specific profiles there. Any older examples? Yeah, there was one from an earlier release list. A Watt Whisky 19-year-old blended malt, 2001 distilled, bottled back in 2020.
Okay.
44.9% ABV, so maybe natural cask strength was a bit lower on this older one, or perhaps a slight reduction, though their philosophy usually points to cask strength. From a sherry butt, 630 bottles.
So that shows they do handle older stock, too, not just young, feisty ones. Looking at all these. Wow.
It's quite a spread, isn't it? Different regions, ages, cask types, hogshead, barrel, butt, STR.
Always detailed notes, cask strength focus, natural presentation, small batches. It really paints a picture of their approach.
And you can see how this kind of offering unique, detailed, quality-focused fits perfectly with a retailer like whiskey.dk.
Yeah, they're catering to people who are looking beyond the standard supermarket shelf, right? People who appreciate these nuances.
Exactly. Enthusiasts.
So let's try and pull this all together. What's the main takeaway about Watt Whisky and this Danish connection?
I think it shows Watt Whisky is really built on Mark and Kate's deep hands-on experience. They've leveraged that knowledge.
40 plus years.
to create this independent bottling venture that's laser-focused on finding unique casks and presenting them honestly, transparently.
And because they're small scale, they have to be smart about where they sell.
Right. Which leads them to partners they trust in markets they know, like Whisky.dk in Denmark.
And Whisky.dk with their scale and reputation in Denmark.
They become that essential link. It's really a partnership based on trust, isn't it?
How so?
Well, Wussi trusts Whisky.dk to represent their brand well and reach the right customers. And Whisky.dk trusts the Watt's expertise, their palates, to deliver exceptional casks that their customers will get excited about.
It's like a symbiotic relationship, fueled by a shared passion for good whiskey.
Exactly. Personal connections, shared passion.
So, thinking about the listener, why does this story matter to you?
Well, I think it shows that even in a huge industry like Scotch whiskey, there's still room for individuals with real dedication and knowledge, like the Watts, to make a mark.
To find and share those hidden gems.
Yeah. And it also really underlines the importance of good retailers, not just shops, but curators.
People who use their own expertise to sift through everything out there and bring these interesting, often limited bottlings from smaller producers to you, the enthusiast.
It's this whole network, this ecosystem built on passion and knowledge.
Okay, so we've traced the story. Watt Whisky's origins in Campbeltown with Mark and Kate's incredible experience.
Their specific, honest bottling philosophy.
Their focused market strategy landing them in Denmark.
And the crucial role of a dedicated retailer like Whisky.dk in making it all happen.
It really shows how these independent bottlings find their way to us.
Behind every bottle, especially these indie ones, there's definitely a story.
Absolutely. So maybe here's a final thought to chew on from this deep dive. When you know the story about the people who picked the cask, the journey it took, the philosophy behind the bottling, how does that knowledge actually change how you experience the whiskey in your glass? Does knowing the who and why deepen your appreciation?